What's happening, boys? It's TOTS here, and happy Sunday. Bring you another World Cup squad builder. This time it is Group C that consists of Colombia, Greece, Ivory Coast, and Japan. So we are going to be putting together a squad with all four nationalities represented in. And I just want to say, guys, a lot of comments have been made, oh, these aren't the best teams and whatnot. Guys, it is very difficult to put together a squad with 100 chemistry consisting of 4 complete nationalities with at least 1 player in each. I mean, some groups are going to be easier than others to have like 2 or 3 from each country, but this was a particularly tough one given Japan and Greece. Not a whole lot of players that we can link up to have 100% chemistry, including those. So if you see a player that you wanted to see in here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bust it up into 3 videos. So what I'm going to be doing is 1 video with all 4 nationalities represented in this one, and then I'll be doing 2 more videos throughout the week, which essentially is going to be a Colombian-Japanese hybrid, and then another video with a Greece-Ivory Coast hybrid. I think you guys are really going to enjoy some of the players. A bit more expensive, a little bit more exciting. Boys, before we go any further, if we could blast 1,000 likes in this episode, that would be fucking epic. Subscribe button is somewhere on the screen. @SvibukHD is my Twitter handle, so you know when I'm live streaming, pink slipping, and doing other crazy shit like posting my Flappy Bird scores. But boys, if you're looking for a cheap and reliable Ultimate Team coin service, the gamekeys.co.uk. Link is in the description below. Use ZWE for 5% off all purchases. Without any further ado, let's start filling out this squad. We're going to be starting with the Ivory Coast boys. Alright boys, kicking things off, we are going with our Ivory Coast left mid, Max Alain Gradel. He's got that pace, and that is pretty much all he has. He's got the 80 dribble, but he's only got 3-star skill moves. His shot is not impressive, his passing is not impressive. Really, he's only in this squad to serve as a chance creator on the left side, and hoping that our center mid and striker force on the left are going to be able to compensate for his weakness. Alright boys, our next player from the Ivory Coast is going to be Siaka Tiene. This guy's got a little bit more substance to his card. He's got 71 defense, which isn't horrible for a silver. He's got 77 pass, which is nice, and then 71 pace, which isn't the end of the world. And really quickly, guys, I know you want to see Gervinho up there at left mid, but unfortunately, to have 100 chemistry and to have all these 4 nationalities represented, we're going to have to get really creative. Alright, boys, moving on to our next Ivory Coast center back, we are going on with Lamine Kone. He's got 64 pace, which leaves a little bit to be desired, but his 75 defense and 77 heading, his 6'1" height is actually fairly solid for a silver. Alright, boys, moving on to our next nationality, it is going to be Colombia. We're going with Inform Ospina, goes for about 30 to 40k, a very, very solid player. You got 82 dive. Doesn't have the greatest hands, doesn't have the greatest kick, which doesn't really matter, but that 85 reflex, though, and 75 positioning, he's actually fairly solid in the game. Moving on, one of my favorite center backs in the game, actually, Zapata, the Colombian. He's got 73 pace, 81 defense, 80 heading, just a solid all-around gold player. Moving on to our first center midfielder, we are going with the Colombian card, James Rodriguez. The guy's an absolute freak. He's got the 81 pace, got the 83 shot, the 89 passing, outstanding. He's got the 4-star skill moves, which is what we want. 3-star weak foot, which isn't anything insane, but the guy is a very, very solid player. Goes for about 150k. Moving on to our strikers, boys, we are going with the tried and true Falcao. There's nothing really more that needs to be said. This guy is an absolute beast. 86 shot. He's got an absolute rocket, and that header, though, he's got the 5'9" height. He looks a lot taller in the game. He does not look 5'9". All right, boys, you see the theme here. We're going with a bunch of Colombians to make this squad competitive. He's got that 93 pace, he's got the 73 shot, the 85 dribble, and he's got, unfortunately, 3-star skill moves, which leaves a little bit to be desired, but essentially Falcao is going to be the bread to Ibarbo's butter. Wow, that sounds a little wrong. Boys, we are moving on to our next nationality, and that is Greece. We are going with Inform Torresidis, one of my favorite right backs in the game. He's got 80 pass, 77 pace, very solid for a right back. He's got 77 defense and 79 heading to go with a 6'1" frame, so if he's able to get in the box, he's actually fairly solid in creating some offensive opportunities as well. Keeping with the Greece theme, we are going to move up to one of my favorite players. That's Fetfazidis. I think I got that right, but he's got 80 pace, he's got 4-star skill moves, and he's got 81 dribble. The rest of his stats leave a little bit to be desired. To be honest with you, the passing 69 isn't horrible, but it's the same issue with Gradel. Our left and right mid, we are going to be relying on their pace and then Fetfazidis' skill moves to create opportunities. Alright boys, there's one country to be represented, and that is going to be the country of the rising sun. That's right, tonight. We are going with Japanese Milan midfielder Honda, about the most consistent midfielder you can get for his price range, around 5K. Just the stats all around are just very, very solid. 82 pace, 81 shot, 78 pass, 81 dribble, even 72 heading. What is this? He's 6 foot. Wow, that's pretty tall for a Japanese player. That's not racist, bro. They're just not that tall. Boys, do let me know what you think about this squad. As always, I'm accepting suggestions for squads on Twitter. So, like, you know, for example, Group D, Group E, Group F, Group G. Those are the ones I have left to do. Always open for suggestions. Without any further ado, let's get into the freaking gameplay. Alright boys, here we go with the gameplay. For those of you guys that are curious, this squad cost about 300,000 coin. It has 100% chemistry, has 83 attacking rating, 78 midfield, and 75 defense. The average pace is 79, the average shot is 64, and the average pass is about 70. But boys, the weakness, as I pointed out in the actual build section of this video, is the left and right mid. They don't have anything in the way of shots or passing, which you want at least one of those traits to be at least serviceable, but unfortunately with Gretel and Fitfacetis they are not. But boys, the bread and butter of this squad is Honda at center midfielder, and then Falcao and a Barbo up front. Also Ospina, as you saw, he just made a pretty solid save there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight particular players through these squad builders, and I have to say the guy that stood out the most, it's not surprising, man, it's freaking Falcao. But really, guys, the defensive players, Tostavidis, the right back, and then Kone, the center back, were actually very, very solid players for me. Barbo was the most lethal offensive weapon, but as you can see here, Honda just rips one top right from a nice chip through ball from, I believe that was Gretel. I might be wrong. That actually might have been a Barbo. But boys, we are up here 2-1, competing with a fairly solid squad. Falcao there almost netting one. So I would have to say Falcao. The two right backs, oh, there we go. There's Falcao coming up like an absolute freaking Falcao fish. But boys, I would have to say that the most impressive player was by far Falcao, and that's not really surprising. Fitfacetis, the right mid from Greece, he is crazy, dude. He's like he seems like he's 5'7" in game, but he had one goal in this. In one of these 3 games that you're gonna see. It was an absolute thing of beauty. If there's one nitpicking thing I have to say about this squad, it's that, you know, for the pace that they have, Zapata he's not a screamer. He's got 73 pace, and Kone has 64 pace. So on the counters, it leaves us a bit vulnerable, as you can see here. We already are down 2-0, but boys, we rally. I think I scored 20 goals over the course of 3 games with this squad. Look at this. We're down 4-0. You wouldn't think going into the 45th minute that I had a chance of coming back after missing a few golden opportunities such as the ones you just saw on the screen. Oh, but I think this is it. This is the goal right here that Fitfacetis just says, I'm from Greece, fucking 300 is the best movie ever, and he just was able to fucking heat-seek, strike that into the net, just get it in there within a millimeter of being a save. Then we've got the Colombian Falcon, Falcao, just taking his time and patiently swiping one on the right-hand side of the net with the finesse. And then we've got a Bortiene coming up. He's got no opportunity to make that. I don't even know why he was. I don't even know why he was taking that chance. Barbo just comes. Thought I was gonna miss that one, to be honest with you, but he is able to net it. Then we've got Honda just freaking. Oh man, it's unfortunate. He's a left footer. Tried to take a couple shots with the right, and then a Barbo with a huge miss there. But guys, it is 4-3, and then there's the one we were looking for. There's a Barbo coming through with the ripper, and then unfortunately this squad was just too OP. I wasn't able to come back. Boys, as always, massively appreciate the support. Let me know what you think about this squad. Like, comment, subscribe. Till next time, boys. Tschüss. Later. Ade.